Good morning, America. I'm Emilia, and welcome to Out of This World News. As the race to space progresses, NASA has provided us with more information on the Apollo 8 launch set to take place later today. Also, information on the NHL wins and upcoming games, as well as information on a homicide that took place last night will be announced shortly, so stay tuned for that. The Apollo 7 was the first crewed mission into space. It was launched on October 8, 1968. Today, the second manned mission, Apollo 8's flight, is scheduled to lift off at 10:10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time at Cape Kennedy. The Apollo 8 spacecraft is scheduled to orbit the moon 10 times.
This is Lauren, on site at the Kennedy Space Center, counting down the moments until Apollo 8 goes up into space. What you are seeing behind me is in fact the Saturn V SA-503 rocket. That is carrying the capsule. The three-stage liquid fluid heavy lift launch vehicle was developed to carry out human exploration of the moon. The three-man crew consists of Commander Frank Berman, former United States Air Force officer, electrical engineer, and nuclear engineer William Anders, and former captain of the United States Navy Jim Lovell. Here it is taking off now.
35 seconds and counting. We'll lead up to an ignition sequence start at 8.9 seconds. This will lead up, as we build up the thrust, to a liftoff. If all goes well, at 0. We've just passed the 25-second mark in the count. 20 seconds, all aspects, we are still go at this time. T-minus 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. We have ignition sequence start. The engines are armed. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have commit. We have liftoff. Liftoff at 7:51 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have cleared the tower.
Nearly 4 miles downrange.
What a spectacle. Today, history was made.
Coca-Cola has the taste you never get tired of. Always refreshing. That's why things go better with Coke after Coke after Coke.
NHL action produced 3 games last night, one of which ended in a tie. To start, the Chicago Blackhawks took on the Detroit Red Wings, with the Blackhawks taking the victory 2-0. Next off, the Boston Bruins faced off against the Los Angeles Kings, the Bruins scoring the victory in a tightly contested match, 6-4. Lastly, the tie of the night was between the Philadelphia Flyers and Minnesota North Stars, at a score of 5-5. Today in sports news, there isn't much to report.
An NBA game between the San Francisco Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers will be taking place tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This will make for an interesting matchup as the feud between the two teams will be renewed in tonight's action. Elgin Baylor of the Lakers, who has missed 2 games due to groin injury, will be returning tonight, but in his place, Tom Hawkins will take the bench with the flu. Jim King of the Warriors, who has barely touched the ball this season due to stomach complications, will be suited up tonight. Nate Thurmond of the Warriors, however, has re-injured his thigh and will be sitting out indefinitely. The Lakers and the Warriors are split in the series against each other this year, with 1 win apiece. The Lakers come in on a 3-game winning streak, whereas the Warriors come in on a 3-game losing streak. Tomorrow, there will be an NFL playoff matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, Ohio. The game will begin at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Attention, ladies, please. Right now, at the end of aisle 2, I've set out a brand new, can't-miss, husband-pleasing coffee.
Mr. McGregor, a new coffee? But you always recommend Instant Folgers.
I used to recommend Instant Folgers,
You do?
but now I recommend new Instant Folgers.
Instant Folgers is new?
Sure is. New Instant Folgers taste good as fresh perked because it is fresh perked. Look here. Folgers starts with fresh perked coffee. Then they turn this percolated coffee into new Instant Folgers. Every cup tastes good as fresh perked.
Because it is fresh perked.
Oh, I like it better. Remember, Instant Folgers is brand new. Oh, Mrs. Brown, the way your husband likes good coffee, you better take 2. Try new Instant Folgers. Tastes good as fresh perked because it is fresh perked.
A developing story on the day is one that transpired in the late hours of the night, around 10 through 11 p.m. in Benicia, California. A driver traveling along Lake Herman Road spotted the couple, identified as David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen. The 2 were found lying lifeless in a spot known as Lover's Lane to the locals. Nearby, David's Rambler station wagon was also found. It is reported that when the 2 were found, bullet holes were apparent upon their bodies. However, a murder weapon has yet to be obtained from the crime scene, and the model of gun used is unknown until more extensive research is carried through. The motive is unknown, and the killer left no traces of evidence behind to hint as to why he or she may have done this. Details are still sparse at the time, but the case is still under intense investigation. We will report more details as the story continues to unfold. At this time, the crime has been chalked up to a random and senseless act of violence. A comment which we desperately await has yet to be released by any law enforcement officials, however. It is unseen for what could happen with an evidently meticulous killer out there on the loose. We are here today with Robert the driver, who found the teens that night. Hello, Robert. How are you today?
Well, besides finding 2 dead kids on the side of the river, I'm doing fine.
What was your initial reaction when you came onto the scene?
It was pretty horrifying, just seeing the 2 bodies lying there. You hear about stuff like this all the time in the news, but you never figure it happened near you.
What was going on through your head when you found them?
I was in shock. I thought this couldn't be real. I don't know who would have done such a thing, especially to kids.
How do you feel about this entire situation?
The situation completely disturbs me. I hope whoever did this is found and locked away.
Thank you, Robert, for your time.
Your turn. Lots of easy shots. But, Mr. Chocolate Mess. Call for the good guys. M&M's plain and peanut chocolate candies. Never a chocolate mess, because the candy shell on the outside seals the delicious milk chocolate inside. The milk chocolate melts in your mouth, not in your hand. M&M's plain and peanut chocolate candies. The good guys.
In other news, a flight heading to Caracas, Venezuela, the Pan Am Flight 217, crashed due to pilot error. No further information has been released on what exactly happened with the pilot. There were 42 passengers and 9 crew members, including the pilot. Sadly, there were no survivors.
Thanks for tuning into Out of This World News. Be sure to catch us next time for all your need-to-know astronomical news.